So the question we want to address now is, how do I get myself to the place where I can be worthy enough to walk with the Lord in white? I cannot be worthy enough to be saved. Understand that. But having been saved, I can do things that will make me worthy to walk with the Lord in white. Now, when we become born again, the first thing that we receive from the Lord is what the Bible describes as the robe of righteousness. Before we are saved, we're naked. We are open. We're exposed to the elements, to Satan, to anybody. But when we come to salvation, God covers us with a robe of righteousness. Now let me explain a little bit more. In Hebrew culture, girls are betrothed between the ages of 12 and 15, 12 and 14 or 15, thereabout. Now, it doesn't mean that they are married, but they are spoken for. They don't go to the man's home. They stay in their parents' home, but they are spoken for. And it is usually, those marriages are usually conducted between families, not between the individuals. Most times, the individuals don't even know themselves. The fathers will go, one father will go to the other father and say, I want my son to marry your daughter. They will agree. They enter into a covenant on that and say, okay, my son, your son will marry my daughter. Now, a ceremony is held. When that ceremony takes place, the young man who is going to marry the girl will come for that ceremony. The girl will also be there. And the young man will present to the girl a cloth. It's usually a white cloth. That white cloth is given to the girl. From the moment the girl gets that cloth, because that is the cloth that she's going to use for her wedding. That's going to be her wedding garment. It is also the cloth that she will spread on the night that the wedding is consummated to catch the blood of her virginity. And once it is caught, she will cover it and hand it over to her parents. So that if the fellow should come tomorrow and say, she wasn't a virgin when I married her, they will present that cloth as the token of her virginity. Now, what this girl does with that cloth, the cloth is plain when the man gives it to her. But between the time that she gets the cloth and the time of the wedding, she now begins to work on the cloth. She will do the design that she wants for her wedding. Do you understand? It's the wedding cloth. So she could put embroidery, she could put patterns. What that does is that it keeps at the back of her mind, I am married. Do you understand? I am spoken for. There's nobody that I'm to look at again. This is the token of my marriage, as it were. So she works on that. Now, that is exactly what happens to us at salvation. When we are born again, we are given this robe of righteousness by the Lord Jesus Christ. It is His righteousness that He gives to us. He expects us to now take that robe and begin to do works. Do you understand now? To do good works that we will present, that will be presented with at the time of the wedding. The Bible talks about the bride that is made, that has prepared herself for the wedding in the book of Revelation. So we walk this white robe of righteousness and do all the works that we need to do, so that on the day of the wedding, when we deck that garment, we will be radiating, as it were. In place of the garment, then, the Lord will now give us the white robe, a pure white robe that is clean, that is sparkling. Is that understood? Because the one that He gave us, what did we do? We did good works on it. Is that understood? Good.